What's up, After Buzzers? Welcome to the Deception After Show. Woo. And we have an amazing episode for you tonight. We're talking about getting away clean. We're talking vanishing dead bodies. We're talking secret torture chambers. We're talking burning beds, people, here on Deception. Come right back for all of that and more.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
All right, every episode, I always find a song that I like from the episode. I'm always amazed by that because that does not usually happen. What's up, After Buzzers? Again, we're here with an amazing special guest, not to mention an amazing episode. So how cool is it to have the writer of the episode here to talk to you about that episode, people? That's how we do. All right, you guys, welcome to AfterBuzz, the Deception After Show. I am your host, Erika Edwards, but of course I couldn't do it without my amazing panelists and our special guest tonight, Joe, the writer of this episode. Introduce yourself, let us know.
Joe, the writer of this episode, Peracchio. That's my middle name.
Yes, the writer of Getting Away Clean.
Getting Away Clean. My name is Joe Peracchio. I'm on the writing staff of Deception.
Yay.
And couldn't be happier about it.
We couldn't be happier. We love this show.
Thank
this
you
episode was so fun.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here. It's super cool. I love your show too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Chae Jones.
And I'm Chae Davis.
All right, you guys, we're back here, episode 9, and I feel like with the double headers and the mystery woman, we're kind of like, okay, we're getting back into like how we usually do on Deception. So what did you guys think overall of the entire episode, this episode, kind of getting back into our usual swing of things?
What did you think? I'm ready.
We kept it real with Chris, we're going to keep it real with you.
Okay.
I loved it. I like the fact that they're giving, Jordan a hard time for keeping the secret, but then Gunter has his own secret. And I just love this, I love mystery rooms, I really do. I'm a big fan of House of Anubis. That was on Nickelodeon. It's all about this house that had underground tunnels and backroom doors. I'm just like, I want to be living in this house. So I kind of want to live in the archives now just explore that newfound territory we just stepped into. And I'm like so excited to see what happens next.
Cool.
I really liked that this episode enriched how we got to know everyone's relationship and their place. And Cameron's friendship with Jordan is so different than everyone else's. I really enjoyed that this episode highlighted how they interact with one another.
Oh, well, cool.
Cool. So, since obviously you wrote it, we know you love it. But let me ask you this: on the writing front, how do you all determine, since it's a group of writers, what made this your episode?
Well, you mentioned Chris earlier, my boss, Chris Fedak, the creator.
He was here a few weeks ago.
He is the all-knowing, the all-powerful. He determines who's going to write what episode. Okay. And so I was basically assigned episode 9, but when we got to breaking the episode, Chris was in New York and he was working on other episodes, because he has to fly up there periodically to sort of like help things along. He's the showrunner, he's in charge of everything. So while I was in LA and he's in New York, he's like, work in the writer's room with everybody, come up with some good pitches, for what episode 9 could be, and just email them off to me. So I mean, some big episodes, some like crazy episodes, like, disappearing this and vanishing that and duplicating, I was like all kinds of crazy stuff. And he's like, oh, I love that, and espionage, and I had this whole idea for this big heist in Radio City Music Hall and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, oh, I love this and I love this. And put those together, and when I get back into town, we'll try to break it. Awesome. And it was like the biggest episode ever. And he comes into town and I pitch my face off to him. This great episode that I thought he really wanted. And he just looks at me and he goes, I was thinking, how about a small town cop in Brooklyn? And I was like, all right, cool. And then he and I start jamming on it and what it could be and but I guess the basics are that like all those ideas are on the shelf and you may even see them in other episodes upcoming. But at this point, like you said, we're getting back to sort of how Deception does. After the double header of 7 and 8, yes. Right? The big mystery woman mythology and all that. His instinct was, we need to do a down-home, towny episode that really makes New York City a character. we've been on with Elon Musk, and we've been, on all these big giant things. Let's do something that's really New York, where New York is a character, where it's like, and it's a character role, a great character role for somebody. And Cameron's going to need some redemption after what he's done.
Right.
So let's create an episode that gives him a vehicle for redemption. And so it became a real character show instead of a big action thing that I was trying to create. So
very, very cool. So we open this episode with our, murder or heist or whatever it's going to go, the theme of the episode. And so what I liked about the opening is that even the gangsters know how to do deception tricks here. So the cop witnesses a murder, and boom, no, it didn't happen. You're just a drunk. And and so boom, we're right there, and we see and so nobody believes the cop, but Cameron does. And I like the fact that Cameron feels like, to me, in this cop, he can redeem this cop the same way he is struggling to redeem his brother. And so, there's sort of like that tie to fight for this person that's misunderstood. And I can win this even if I'm not winning with Jonathan right now. So I kind of liked that aspect of it. And it was so interesting because at first they were like, yeah, this is just cheddar cheese. I know you found the blooded cheese, but we don't know what that is. That's garbage. And so he kind of goes it alone without Kay a little bit in the investigation process in the beginning, which I thought was kind of a cool, different way to kind of get back into things, because Kay is still salty. So,
I have a couple questions about that personally. Okay. How long was he knocked out for? Question 1. Question 2, did he smell bleach? Because I'm trying to figure out how you clean that blood so cleanly. And if you did use bleach, there's the smell of bleach. Questions the cop could have asked. Sorry, I have questions.
And to piggyback on her question, what I thought Cameron was going to do when he was there was, I was like, oh, is Cameron going to have that luminol stuff? Because even if they wipe that blood down, it's still in those cracks.
Right.
But clearly we watched a lot of really, really hardcore mortar shows. So
we're watching a little SVU and stuff.
We'll take this back from the first 48. But
and the clerk, did he really work there? Because that was, now that you're...
That's a good question.
The clerk. Because he was like, I work here. And I'm like, but you're a criminal and you sell...
But he was there the second time too, so maybe he did work there.
And on a side note with that, I need to find out who actually owned this bodega. Because, your first clerk was murdered. And now you just hired this other killer. And he's just there covering up stuff. But answer her question.
Yeah, Joe.
Wow, just so many questions. Well, I don't know.
He's like, I'm all about the magic.
Totally.
He's like, you guys do so much at me. I don't even know which one I'm answering first.
Okay, so first of all, it's a cop who's conducting this situation.
Right.
Officer Baker, the bad guy, right?
So obviously he knows how to clean up.
He knows how to clean up a crime scene. He knows how to make sure the luminol's not going to be found. He knows how to not use bleach. He knows how to,
See, that's when you know you got a good writer.
He's an expert.
Yes,
and this is a dude who's figuring out a way to smuggle drugs out of his heist, get them onto the street through these dudes, to be sold in the park, to be sold through this bodega, to be sold all these places. He can clean up a crime scene. He can figure some stuff out.
Okay.
You got the question about the owner. I don't know.
I know.
He's not gonna talk.
Yeah, that's true. I'm from Chicago. I know how these people get down. You're absolutely right.
He doesn't know what and yes, both clerks did work there.
Oh, they really did work there. Okay.
There's a scene where when they figure out it was Tommy Ramos, they find him in Rockaway Inlet. He was floating, whatever. He'd only worked there a short amount of time.
Right.
That's why Maslin had never seen him before.
Yes.
Because the towny neighborhood cop never saw him before.
Neighborhood policing.
Neighborhood policing.
Yes.
And where's my bodega cat? Meow. Meow.
I know you want the bodega cat. I know. For all you New Yorkers, sorry we didn't have a bodega cat. We tried. We tried in the writer's room to have a bodega cat. We had all these pitches about the cat smuggling drugs and all this kind of stuff, and finally we were just like, we can't do the cat.
So how many times did Maslin get knocked out while they cleaned this up? I'm just curious.
How many times?
Would you say Maslin maybe got knocked out more than once we saw for them to clean up?
How many takes did it take?
Honestly, I think it was like 2 takes for that. Just 2 different camera angles to get that.
That's not bad.
Well, when you have an actor as good as Adam Ferrara.
Exactly.
He did a really good
job. Exactly. And he's also an amazing comedian as well.
It certainly is.
So, all right. So Cam and Jordan are working together kind of to solve the case. And what's interesting is at first
Maslin, the cop. Is he a detective? He was a former detective.
He's not a detective.
Former detective, because he had a problem with the booze. And so, but now he feels like this is his chance for redemption, very much like Jonathan. And so he kind of buys into Cameron's, I'm sort of with the FBI, I'm an observer, I cover up the name of the badge. Yeah, I was a little bit just surprised that the cop could not read. Like, this is like a day pass, dude. But I will say, you know how it is when you want to follow your dreams, you find that person that's there to be on your team. You go for it. So they identify the drug dealer, and so they set up this sting operation, and lo and behold, we see the fake hand again. Yay! It was like, it reminded me of that Oprah photo where she had three hands or something on Variety. It was very interesting because I was like, yeah, Jordan has way too many hands, but you know how it is. When you're selling drugs, you're very occupied.
You're handsy.
Exactly. So we find out that Jordan is quite the drug dealing pickpocket. And so just at that point, the FBI is kind of getting back in the groove with Cameron. Like, okay, Cameron brought us a little blood that turned out to be right. So the heat is on, and Jordan and Cameron are in the thick of it, facing following drug dealers. So what are your thoughts, ladies?
First of all, Jordan was so cute when he was walking up to us on his little moped, and then when he was walking away, he's like, yeah, Jordan, hey. I love Jordan. I really like Jordan.
So do I. Justin Chon, who doesn't love him?
He was hilarious. Now, with that particular trick, do you guys come in and they say, we want to use, does David Kwan and the other magician associate consultant person say
Francis
we want to
Menotti,
use,
yeah.
yes, if they want to use a certain trick in an episode, or do you guys sort of build it around the episode already?
It's actually it's one of the reasons that I loved my first day on this job, because we have yes, David Kwan. He's our LA-based magician, so he's the one who works with us in the writers' room. Francis is the magician who works with us on set in New York.
Oh.
And so they are always talking, and they crisscross sometimes. But in general, what's amazing about these two dudes, beyond being just super talented, is David is really a puzzle master, and he's a sleight of hand magician. I mean, he's like all this, but he's a puzzle master. So all the puzzles that you see, like, he really concocts a lot of that stuff. And where they're like Olympic rings is their performance. But what Francis is great at is the building of tricks. He's like the Gunter. You know what I mean? So and they
or
both
the Jonathan.
yeah, or the Jonathan in that way.
Yes.
But they're both super talented and in all kinds of ways. So anyway, what we do, and what David told us on the day one of the job, was he goes, you guys as the writers come up with the effect you want to see. Then we'll reverse engineer and create a trick.
Oh,
Or
okay.
that can create that effect.
Right.
Or you think of an effect, and I'll be able to tell you, oh, there is a trick for that, and we'll do it, and I'll teach you how to do it, and then you'll write it into the script. So it's really, we get massive amounts of creativity, and at the same time, he puts us through a little bit of magician school sometimes in the room, where he gives us lectures and talks on theory and all this kind of stuff, and when we come up with ideas from that, and he shows us tricks in the room, and we're like, ooh, we'll use that, we put it in an episode. So it's like, it's back and forth.
Okay.
And what I kind of like about this particular episode and a few others is that sometimes the theme of the episode is kind of going along with a magic trick and carried throughout the entire episode, like in different ways. So getting away clean was the whole thing about at the end of, your magic trick or whatever, you have clean hands, thus they wipe the blood clean, thus all these, that kind of just kept popping up throughout the episode.
You ditch the evidence of the trick.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Somebody tears up the card, and he's like giving that example.
Yes.
You think I tore up your card, but I didn't. I replaced it. So it's like, you ditch the evidence of the trick, the torn up stuff.
Exactly.
That disappears.
Exactly.
And I just replaced the card, and you thought it was magic.
Exactly. And in each, not quite every scene, but in several of the scenes, that is basically what somebody is doing, whether it be the criminal or our team. So, I think that's so clever in the writing, where it's like that theme is driving the entire episode. So I really love that. So, so they follow the Kay again is always going solo. Okay, I always say this. I was like, Kay, like sometimes she barely Mike might be dragging way behind, but she's always like there by herself and no backup. I was like, are you the only person in the New York FBI office? Like, where are your people? But so
she's a superhero.
She's keeping it 100.
Exactly. She's like Wonder Woman. I don't need anybody.
No,
it's just
Spider-Man in the alley.
Yes. Yeah, so she like jumps down. She's like, "Stop, FBI!" And I'm like, "Okay, it's a dark alley, and you're by yourself, girl." But she got him. So
I wouldn't want to meet her in a dark alley. She's tough.
In 4-inch heels.
Well, she knocked him down with a ladder. She did.
Yes.
He down.
Yes. So now what's interesting, and I think we kind of mentioned this when Chris was here as well, because there was another episode where we had a quick glimpse of the New York PD, and I was like, yeah, they're kind of like the bad guy, and because they were kind of like dumb in that episode, and in this episode they are like blatantly, corrupt. And so Cameron knows that this officer Baker is corrupt because he witnessed the drug dealer talking to him. And so now it's like, okay, well, how are we going to trap him? Now that they have the killer and everybody's lawyered up, which is, what killers do, which is actually surprising because, to be honest, in almost every other episode we've seen where because they usually do kill, they usually do catch the accomplice, or they catch some random person, and that person in every other Deception episode has sold out their drug lord or whoever. Like, they're not worried about death, but these particular New York killers remain silent, and so all we have is Cameron's word. So they're trying to trap him. And so I feel like it's interesting how, the sort of deception that they come up with.
Well, I don't think they'd feel comfortable turning on Detective Baker because he was really quick, even with Cameron, who he knew had FBI friends, was like, yeah, I'm just going to shoot you. And you were fighting me, and I have a drop gun. I thought he was going to say, I have a drop gun right here. And shoot you. I thought that was really plays into my fear sometimes of the police and watching things on the news.
Well, yeah, and the thing that's scary to me about it, too, is, we got Baker at the end, but I think fundamentally, not to be all anti-cop here, but there's never just one bad cop. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's other people in there. Like, I don't know who, but there are other people in there. And, but that being said, you guys, if you want to have something fun and exciting and you're not a bad cop, we have something for you to listen to.
I know. Want to have fun, learn, and grow in all areas of your life? For those who do, have we got the podcast for you. Conversations with Maria Menounos. Podcast edition is hosted by our AFTERBUZZ TV founder and drops every Friday on iTunes. Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews, along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of life. From health and wellness to career, relationships, finances, and more, let our Maria be the big sis you've always wanted. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. Be sure to rate and comment, and when you do, let Maria know it was Deception.
Yes, that would be us.
Who sent you there? Conversations with Maria Menounos, podcast edition. Check it out.
Yay. It's a fabulous, fabulous podcast. And Lord knows I need to get my life together. And Maria helps me every week, guys.
Yes.
Okay, so before we get to how we actually capture, Baker, let's talk about, because what I like when we kind of get back to the old format that we're used to is there's always kind of that scene or the couple of scenes that take place in the archive. So we kind of see how the team comes together to support Cameron and or Jonathan, depending on the episode. And so here we get to see finally, Dina and Mike kind of take it to the next level, because they kind of been, like cute flirting, but it's like, get with the program. So they are finally hooking up, and it's so cute. Now, personally, I'm like, why can't you just tell them you ordered in? But I understand she wants to be a master chef. But it was so adorable, and I'd love to see them finally kind of clicking and getting together.
Every date starts with a dang lie. Yes, I love to cook. Yes, I love football. That's how it works, even when you're gorgeous like Dinah.
Wow.
I thought it was so cute. And they're already reaching the stage where she's gonna meet his children.
I love how you use "I love football" as a lie. Like, I don't know why I love it so much. I just found that hilarious.
It's a lie.
I guess for some people, because I love football. Let's go Super Bowl. Come right back around. Thank you so much.
I hate all sports. I always lie and say like anything the man I'm dating likes, and unlike some, I stay with the lie and never ever admit that I was lying.
Okay,
Well,
I don't lie,
First
but
of
I am
all-
open to new things, right? So if I don't love it, I am open to learning.
But when you're trying to impress someone on your first date,
Right.
you try to put forward what you think they want.
exactly,
Yes.
And he's a single dad with two
Right.
little boys, you know, and she knows that, you know, he's not home cooking dinner every night, like, you know, like she wants to be what she thinks he needs, and that's what the idea for that was.
right. And what I thought was so cute
It's from
was
her heart.
exactly, exactly. I loved, and what I liked so much about that scene was the thing about the napkin and she's throwing it away and stuff. And I'm like, it's so cute that he like. I mean, he brings it up later, but he clearly goes along with it because I'm like, well, isn't he a detective with the FBI? Like, he could not be this dense. But I love the fact that, like, you know, when you sometimes, depending on your man, if you burn your meal, he will pretend it's still good. They do that when they like you, and so that was adorable. So then we see Gunther and Jordan kind of trying to get together and investigate this photo, which, and I guess this was the only thing for me. I mean, I know we spent so much time with the mystery woman and stuff, but like, I did want a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, where is she at? What's going on? I honestly wanted a few more of her tidbits, but what we find is like this secret, Gunther is like, finds this secret trap room. And he's like, is he getting shocked? Like, it was all this stuff going on down there. And we hear, what is this, voices from beyond? Like, how did the great
it was
grandma
the dictaphone.
I know. I was like, wow. He's like, if anybody comes down here at 1,000 years later, this machine is still going to work. I love that. I love his forethought.
Well, dictaphones are if they're preserved correctly, they can survive a good while.
Okay,
Like,
what
it's
is
a couple- at least a century.
preserved correctly down in someone's dark basement? I don't know what those
It
preservations
would be dry and cool down
Yeah.
there, no light, because those aren't regular records. They're made out of like a
Wax.
different material.
Like, yeah.
Wax.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he trips a line when he
String.
steps
Oh,
in
yeah.
that sets off all the. I mean, this is an elaborate. This is like the builder for Houdini.
Right.
I mean,
but
come on.
I know, but I'm just amazed. I feel like somewhere we're going to go into Egypt and find like King Tut's magician stuff. And I love that
Someone
it's
told
so...
you that idea already?
You can use that.
Chris, we can't do that now.
You guys, we work with you. You can totally have that next season. Next season. You can have it. You can have it. So yeah,
I'm gonna get fired.
So I loved that part. I loved that
Personally,
part.
I was just, you fail. You just like me. If I'm falling into a cross, I'm staying where I'm at. I don't have the need to search for nothing. I have self-preservation I gotta worry about, and my self-preservation says to stay here. I really am not the type to search.
Gunther is like big and bad, and
Yes.
like
Gunther has an accent that like will scare some people probably when he gets mad.
Gunther
So
is
Gunther can do what
like-
he wants to do.
Gunther is like 3 bad days away from being a serial killer. That's what if you get Gunther 3 bad days, he's gonna start killing people.
And there's that whole story thing that we do all the way through where, you know, he's in the war. And it's like,
Right.
what war?
Yes,
and he's
what
like, I don't
war?
want to talk about it.
Right.
You know, it's like, what war is it? You know, Jordan's like so confused. What is it? He's got a mysterious background. Gunther.
Exactly,
Like,
exactly.
I write for the show and I don't even want to know his background. Like, I'm scared.
Yes, I love Gunther as a character because I feel like, oh yes, the
I kinda
darkness.
love-
Fun.
I want a love interest for Gunther for some reason. I just want to see how he reacts to that.
And who's his
Keep
baby
watching.
mama and the daughter. But I thought they were going
Right.
to do like a whole ghost
Baby
thing.
mom and daddy. I mean, yeah.
Gunter has a child in Australia or somewhere. Because didn't he talk on the phone to a child who I assume was adult?
He does.
I thought he did.
When?
Like 2-3 episodes ago.
I need to rewatch then.
Anyway, I thought they were gonna have like a ghost or something with the
But you know what's so
noises.
funny about this discussion is Joe is quiet the whole time. He's like, I'm not going to confirm or deny because we're getting
I was
renewed.
looking at
That's
you,
right.
and I thought he's gonna pick my side because I'm his favorite panelist.
Debatable.
You're
Goodness,
all my
goodness.
favorite
But,
panelists.
but Erika brings snacks, so there's that.
That's true. When you bring cupcakes, you're the favorite.
Yay. Okay, you
How
guys.
about baking soda?
All right, party people. Let's get back. Okay, so so we find the trap room and we see Dina and Mike have that special moment, and then we kind of are going back to Cam and his infiltration of the NYPD. And yeah, I don't know what to say about New York police officers. Okay, so no, because first of all, it's like he's a magician. How is he like whatever that little tool is that random even I don't even know if real carjackers use that tool anymore.
Yeah.
He's like
They still
randomly
use them.
he's like randomly trying to get up in there. I was
That's
like,
a Slim
okay.
Jim.
Yeah,
Slim Jim.
Slides in and opens the door.
Yes, exactly. But I do feel like car thieves have progressed. But that's me.
On older cars, they can still use that. I think on new cars.
No, I'm not
they
saying
can't.
that they can't. I'm not saying that they can't at all.
Well, the car
I'm
he
just-
had was an old classic, so you have to use a Slim
What
Jim.
I'm saying is the police officer is such an idiot because he was like, this is the number one, or at least number two magician in the world. And he's using a Slim Jim to get into the car. So maybe he set me up. But no, we're talking NYPD Blue. So, so they take in Cameron, who's like randomly stealing a car. Hilarious. And he's like, yes, Baker is going to talk to you for a long time.
I've seen your special, so I know what's gonna happen. But like, dude, like if you see my special, why you think 2 handcuffs is gonna stop me?
Thank you. If you see my special, why do you think I'm using a Slim Jim on a car? That is exactly my point. If you saw me in Vegas, what do you think is going on here? But that's why that cop had not made detective yet.
You know, I'm here. I'm sitting in the room. You know that, right? Okay.
Well, we like the cop. I like the way he was smirking and go, you're gonna get in trouble. I really like the cop.
He did a great job. That
He
actor,
did a
didn't
really
he?
good job.
I love it when he was all cool stuff and he was like, and he's gonna talk to you long.
Don't take his time.
I was like, wait a minute, is this a romantic interlude? He's looking too deep. He like,
Well, they had the cuffs.
exactly. I was like, ooh.
If you're into it, that's all I got.
Consent.
So Kay finally, exactly.
Do we have an R rating for this show?
No,
Okay.
it's YouTube. We can do whatever we want here.
Lies.
No one told me.
No.
Well, now I'll tell you what really happens behind the scene. Never mind.
Ooh, we want to know.
So
Back to the deception.
Yes, right.
exactly. We're staying on track, people. Okay. So Cameron gets in, and now this was my question too about when I was watching it, because I don't have a TV, so sometimes I'm watching it on smaller things like my laptop or my
Your watch.
tablet or my phone. I wish I had that watch though. Anyway, so the part that I was confused by was when Gunther and Jordan were coming in. It seemed like that was happening at the same time as Cameron was being handcuffed or whatever. And so I was kind of like, wait a minute, they're coming in to paint like in the middle of the night? Like the timing of it was, did they come in earlier?
I thought they came in earlier.
It was flashing back and forth or?
Yeah, it was going back and forth.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
But obviously, Detective Baker is not smart. He gets caught in his deception. Like really, but like I'm with Chae on that. Like I kind of am afraid of like if I step in the interrogation room, we're just gonna push things over and I get the fall. I'm sorry. No, I need recording devices hidden somewhere on me just for like my protection.
I actually thought they were going to do a boxing scene. That's what I wanted. I wanted Mike to be in the gym. And he's like, oh, wait, once he said the gloves, the Coke is in the gloves. I was like, ooh, they going to go to that boxing ring. But no shirts were lost and no bodies were seen.
I fought for it, but we couldn't get it. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Joe. We appreciate you looking out for the fans.
The best I did was, Mike's into MMA, mixed martial arts.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've seen that. on
Maybe
his
we'll
Twitter
see that
feed.
down the road.
Yes. Ooh. Now that would be nice.
You never know. I'm teasing. I'm teasing so many things.
Oh, see, that's why you guys have to tune in to AfterBuzz because we have the secret juice.
Oh.
Okay, so anyway, so Jordan and Gunther set up the deception earlier for those people who are like me and didn't really know, and which was so cool. So and so finally they catch Baker, but again, like I said, and the captain was kind of back there watching with
Officer
Meslin and the rest of the crew. But I kind of wondered, like, is the
Captain in on it.
I don't think the captain was in on it, but I think that black detective was in on it.
Well, yeah, the black
and a couple
detective
of the
was
other ones
clearly.
were.
But I feel like there still should be somebody there that we don't know about because all they got was Baker.
Well, Baker comes in with the gym bags with those other officers behind him. One of whom is the officer
Is the black officer?
the African American officer who busts
That's Cameron.
Cameron. So it's like we can assume that once we got him,
we got
all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I feel like if Baker's going down, he's not going down alone. He's going to take everybody he
It's
can with him.
Everybody's going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But
okay,
speaking of
cool.
going down,
Okay.
Jonathan maybe
All right.
Poor
going down.
Jonathan, when is
Yes.
he gonna be free?
Oh,
So
Jonathan.
back to my favorite scenes, the prison scenes. So
Really?
yes.
No, it's a real
Jonathan's
thing.
very
This is a
Let's
real
say
thing.
that.
Every week, I'm like, Jonathan is gonna get it in prison. I watch a lot of prison. I watch a lot of prison shows as well. So, and so that's what I said last time. Jonathan was kicking on his vacation. He's gonna get a hard time when he gets back, and that's exactly what they delivered. So he gets back, and I'm like, first of all, I mean, what kind of guard will let you go in and hang a rat up in somebody's cell? That was like so
Someone
horrible.
on the tape.
In the prison? Just
So that was
guard?
horrible. So Jonathan
Why are
comes
there
back.
so many rats in there?
Well, yeah, it is prison, but Jonathan comes back and there's like rat all over his place, and he knows he's in trouble.
And blood. Ew. I see what was written in blood. Rat.
Yes.
I felt bad
We
for
hope it was blood.
We hope it.
Yeah.
I didn't even go there.
It's
Ew.
rat blood.
Yes, and so this guy offers to help him, and Jonathan's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Oh, I know what it's like to be scared." And I'm like, "Okay, Jonathan is smart," and he was, because I was like, "I ain't believing that." And luckily, Jonathan didn't either, but he did have this guy help him get some tricks. So, what did you guys think about Jonathan and his prison, issues?
Armor with the magazines was clever.
That was
I liked
so
that
clever.
very much. I was like, why is he reading outdoor magazines? He fantasizing about getting out. That's pointless. But instead, he pulled his little magic trick, so that was awesome.
Right, I thought he was going to be fantasizing about the chick in Iceland. You know what I mean? That's where I went with it. I was like, oh, he's remembering when he first met the mystery woman. But no, we're so glad that Jonathan is so much more together than we are.
He's hoping he sees her in a magazine.
Exactly. No, I thought he was going to look at Iceland and just recall Reykjavik or whatever. And so I'm so glad he did not do that, because he would be dead now. Yes. So what was interesting about that was the whole burning bed, you guys. I know you all were wondering what I was talking about. So this guy tries to shank him. He doesn't. Jonathan beats him up, and then I'm like, wow, these prisoners are smarter than I thought. So then they set that guy on fire and set Jonathan up for it. Amazeballs.
But legit, if Jonathan did it, he wouldn't be getting caught. The
Yeah.
whole that was the case. If I really did it, you wouldn't know. Let's just be clear.
Well,
Right,
do
but
you-
we
do
don't
you know?
know. We don't know, because for a second I was like, was
defeats the
Jonathan that
purpose.
mad? I thought that for a minute.
It defeats it defeats the purpose for him to have done it.
Yeah.
Because he wants to get out. Anything that prolongs his time in there is time that he
That's
actually
true.
can eventually get shanked in
That's
prison.
true, but
so,
unless they prove that he did it, and to me, they don't. I almost thought he did for a second. I was like, Jonathan wasn't that mad though. And then I was like, I know he was mad. He wasn't that mad. I mean, did he do it? Because I was like, wait a minute, what were those little things the guy brought? Was it gas? I was like, it's magic. How did he get the guy? So I see what you're saying actually on that, because at first I was like, he could have done it, and I was like, not my Jonathan.
And he was trapped in the jail cell with the doors locked. The other guy was playing with the lighter switch, or
Lighter.
whatever you call it,
Yeah.
lighter.
So
So
if
I'm sure
something
they'll
maybe-
try and blame him for it, but he has that FBI pull. But really, the FBI pull really should put him in a minimum security, or at least in
pull him out, something.
in a less poor person's
Yeah,
prison. I
but
don't
with
know.
this FBI, no. Okay.
Well, I think that, and of course I don't know. I think that the question is somebody framing Jonathan or is someone protecting Jonathan?
Ooh, dun dun dun.
Question.
Or did Jonathan do it?
How do you protect somebody by framing them from murder?
No. What he's saying,
I'm saying-
is
Punish anyone
Which
who
one is
he's
it?
going
punishing
after
because
him.
That guy tried to kill Jonathan.
Yeah, that is how prison, as the expert on prison TV shows, that is how prison works. Your gang takes care of you. So if somebody tries to take you out, you take them out. That's all
Or
that
you're
is.
the rat and someone's trying to frame you for something.
Yes.
So
Okay.
you'll get
Go.
thrown in the hole.
Thus the good
Tune
writing.
into episode 10.
So the theory, so if somebody's protecting him, the only person could be is Winslow, but in the case of that being that, now Jonathan's in debt to Winslow, which kind of is what he wanted anyway.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, you guys. All right. So before, all right. So we're gonna quickly wrap up so we can do our predictions and find out what's coming up and gossip and what's going on with our special guest, Joe. Okay. So as we end, which I have missed too, they always have like that friendly dinner drinks thing at the archive where they invite everybody over and they kind of just, we did such a good job. And I always like that because it's like cute and short. You know what I mean? Like they're not there all day, but it's a nice little way, a nice little wrap up. And so now we finally get to meet the little kids. And they seem cute and cool. Because sometimes kids can be like bad and mean, you know what I mean? And which I kind of thought was going to be like, okay, you're not our dead mama. So I thought it was going to be something like that. But they were actually really cute and adorable. And they seemed to kind of like vibe with her. So I loved that scene a lot.
They're okay with her. Their mom is dead. They need a new mom. They're sick of their dad's cooking.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I was the most excited to write was, two things, was the love date between Dina and Mike, you know, getting that romance kick-started. And I had a couple mandates I had to do that kind of thing. The other one is the kids, is introducing the kids. I love kids. I think it's so sweet.
So cute.
And getting Mike, you know, that sort of like over the, you know, he's gonna introduce the kids to his new girlfriend. That's a big deal.
Yes.
Very emotional for a family, you know, that kind of heart was great. But then the last thing was that little spark between Kay
and Cameron.
Right, I was like, finally.
Finally,
she's just like,
she breaks her wall a little bit.
Yeah.
She cracks. There's a crack in that wall.
I thought Ilfinish did an amazing job through the whole episode of maintaining a certain disdain for him that she didn't let out until
the end.
I mean, she's a great actress, and she really did that well.
Yeah, because it wasn't about you lying to me. It was about me being scared because something was going to happen to you. And that was like a really touching moment.
Yeah, I thought so.
A great way to close the scene.
And now they're in a no secret area, which I liked.
Yes.
No secret room. We're in a no secret room. Don't worry.
Yes. A no secret room.
Jordan has $1,000 worth of jokes. I'm sorry. I have to say that.
Oh,
He still does. He never gets it back.
Yes, it was hidden on his body because he is a magician. All right, you guys, let's wrap it up real quick. We have a few picks for you for some gossip and news.
Yes, we've gossip.
TV News.
All right, Cherry, take it away.
I'm super excited because you guys will have on the next episode Brett Dalton. We all know him from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or as my other boyfriend. So I'm super excited about that.
And he's looking very good with Kay right there. So maybe Kay will get some again. I mean, not again, just once in this episode. We want her to find love. But go ahead.
And then we wanted to talk about the Getting Away Clean. Because reading what David Kwan wrote on Twitter, clean means anything hidden in hands.
Yes.
And dirty hands means holding out something secretly.
Exactly. So kind of like what Joe kind of explained to us earlier was sort of the overall theme of getting rid of the evidence. So, yeah. All right, you guys. So, and then there is the crazy third hand, which I just have to love. You have to love that. Seeing that in the park has got to be a fun day.
It was so fun.
That's such a cute. And he looks, Jordan. I love me some Jordan.
So cute.
All right, you guys. Let's do our predictions before we get out of here. Predictions, party people.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
All right, Cherry. Take it away, Chica.
I think in the next coming weeks, with our new guest star, Brett Dalton, there'll be some major flirtation between him and our favorite detective, our favorite FBI agent, and Cameron will feel a little bit of jealousy. And I think there's going to be a love triangle between her and Cameron and Jonathan.
Kay, Cameron, and Jonathan?
Yes.
Kay, Cameron, and Jonathan. Oh, you mean ultimately that they might have a love triangle?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Interesting. I see
You looking at me for clues?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Take it away.
Mystery Woman comes back. We'll hopefully figure out what Alistair was hiding, just how evil he might be, and I'm very interested in that. And I actually want to see Jonathan and Mystery Woman just meet up. Because, you know, he had that whole, like, daytime dream, which is sexy as hell. So I want to actually see them, like, he forgives her for framing him. She gets over her grudge. And I just kind of want to see that romance blossom.
Okay.
Well, now I do too. That sounds great.
All right, Joe, do you want to give a prediction? If you can. If you cannot, it's
Oh my
fine.
God. I predict
that your show's going to get renewed. And we'll be
Exactly.
back here next season.
That's right. I predict season 2. Please watch a lot of Deception so we get a season 2 because we have some great ideas for season 2. I have to tell you.
You have 4 more episodes, right? 3 more.
10, 11, 12, 13. So 4
4
more.
more. 4 more. You're right. You're right. Okay, so my predictions are, Jonathan. I think I've said this before. I think Jonathan sooner or later is going to have to, get in somebody's gang. So he's gonna have to affiliate with Winston because after even if you wear those magazines forever, that's not gonna always protect you. And I do feel like, Cameron or someone's gonna have to come through to really save him from this frame up. I do think. I'm really hoping that Kay and the new detective get it together. Okay. Yeah, I do hope that Kay, I wasn't going to say anything crazy. I do hope that she and the new detective flirt a little bit. And
he's so handsome.
He is. So and I think that's it, you guys. I'm not it with the predictions. But anyway, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. This was so much fun. Again, I am your host, Erika Edwards, and you can follow me on all of my social media at Erika, ERIKA, as in door, Edwards. All right, Joe, give them your social media. So
I am at Joe Peracchio on Twitter. And I'm also on Instagram, and I have no idea what that handle is. but maybe just search for my name on there. But yeah.
Cool.
Hey guys, I'm Chae Jones. You can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me later tonight at 10 p.m. on a Riverdale for this episode and the finale of next week's episode, and Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. for the finale of Rise. It's gonna get crazy, guys, and I can't wait.
Hey, this is Cherry. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Cherry_LA. And follow me on The Expanse on Sunday nights, The 100 Tuesday at 11 p.m. And of course, me and Erika on The Terror.
And then I'll be on the season finale of Barry as well next Monday. So check that out. That's a great after show as well. All right, you guys. Ciao for now.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.